Rat Deals, Pills, and Exclusive. Come slide.
Yo, what's up, everyone? We here with another episode of the Daily Deals. We gonna get right into it. It's been a lot of buzz. It's been a lot of opinions on the announcement that the producer, the great Timbaland, is launching an AI company called Stage Zero, made to use AI to generate and make artists. He announced that his first artist is an artist named Tata, which is what he's calling a pop artist, artificial pop artist. And there's been a lot of opinions. I'm surprised that the community is speaking about AI and having this much of an opinion on AI with all of the things that's been happening in AI. And I just want to give my perspective. So before I start, I'm gonna say that I understand the perspectives that's being had, and everybody kind of being in an uproar saying it like Timberland is trying to do something malicious or something that's not good for our art form or our community. And I just want to make a few points or just kind of give a perspective and another way to think about it, because I think it's important that we participate. I don't think it's important that we participate. I know that it's important that we participate. We're far gone. AI is already impacting and transforming all types of creative formats, all types of creative trades. For example, graphic designers. I don't know if y'all realize it, but graphic designers are probably in the hardest space because technology has got to the point where it's almost basically making them irrelevant. If you go on the streaming services right now, I could point you to so many AI made cover arts, album artwork, single artwork. AI has at this point mastered that. One, because image generation with AI has got to a point to where it's unnoticeable and it's doing it at such a high level. So now it's just about adapting. Graphic artists, that's one. Videography. I'm a videographer myself, and it's impacted my field in countless ways. Like literally took things that I used to make thousands and thousands of dollars on and made those trades obsolete. And I'm not getting mad about it. I just adapt and use that technology to make me more efficient as a videographer. For example, clips, captions, all types of things in apps that I use in my workflow that honestly, yeah, I used to make money, but now I'm more efficient and I'm able to focus on other things in the art form. Participation matters. If we don't participate in the making of this technology, somebody else will. If we don't do it, somebody's going to do it. It's better that Timberland builds this technology, because if he doesn't, it's inevitable that somebody's going to build it. Who should build the technology? Should Google build it? Should OpenAI build it? Should Apple build it? If he doesn't build it, somebody's going to build it. One, it's inevitable. Why is that important? It's an ill example that Will.I.AM made that, you know what? I'm going to just let him say it.
If intelligence is intelligence, it should come from our communities, and our communities need to be represented in that space. This was like years ago, 10 years ago. I went to the bathroom, washed my hands, and I did like I normally do it. I looked over to the right of me, and I'm like, the guy was doing like, no, I was doing like this, and this guy did like this. I'm like, how come? Oh, wow, the sensor sees the white of my hands. So as a black person, I have to do this. But a white person goes and does this. Because the sensor is to see white. Because the people that programmed that algorithm didn't have my melanin for the sensor to pick up my skin in the bathroom. It's called the pale-male algorithm. Most people didn't realize that. But if you were paying attention to data sets and seeing how they interacted, it was like an innocent mistake. They didn't do it maliciously like, yo, them black people ain't washing their hands. Like, that's not what they did. But because of lack of representation when it comes to training data, we do this. That little nuance that we all ignored and just dealt with it, imagine that in AI? You can't have that. You have to make sure that these systems represent and understand people from the communities that are going to be engaging with these agents, and not have to force people to then change how they speak, how they vibe to talk to some corporate librarian.
That example is so important, because if we're not in these rooms participating in the making of this technology, or even just being there to test this technology, we're not going to be the ones in mind when they're building this technology. And it's not them doing it in a malicious way. If we're not in a room, out of sight, out of mind. And no, we do not need to be given it. We need to participate and be a part of it and be of value in these rooms. We need to build this technology. So the point I'm trying to make, I understand hip hop is ours. This is something that we hold dearly to us. We hold a standard to it. Just like we get mad at artists for having ghostwriters, it's the art. But musicians aren't the only ones that's artists. Graphic designers are artists. Videographers are artists. Voice actors are artists. Filmmakers are artists, and all of these industries are being affected. Tyler Perry didn't get mad when he was building his $1 billion visual effects studio. No, he adapted. He stopped the building of that studio and doubled down and put millions into learning how to use this technology and build these technologies to participate. We have to participate. My great uncle, Lewis Latimer, that invented the light bulb, basically didn't say, oh, if I build this, it's gonna take away jobs from the candle makers, the lantern makers. He was like, no, I'm gonna participate in this and make history and be cemented in history as a black man that helped invent one of the most revolutionary technologies the world has ever seen. And if we're going to dogpile Timbaland this way, we have to do the same thing to anybody that's affected any other art form. And I'm talking about in the arts. All of this other stuff, it's already far gone and we need to get into it. But I'm talking about in the arts. We need to give the same opinions and energy to the people that's building this image generation art that's basically making graphic designers obsolete. We need to give this same energy to Google or whoever else that's making this filmmaking technology that's making visual effect artists obsolete. And like the other day, I just did something that would cost millions of dollars just 5 years ago to create. So it's like, we either participate, adapt, or we get left behind. Nobody is sounding off on Google. Nobody is sounding off on OpenAI. Nobody is sounding off on any other on Suno. Nobody is sounding off on any of these other companies that's building this technology, and we're using it every single day. But when one of our legends that's innovated and did so much for the culture participates in it, this is the energy we give them. Think about all of the things that Timbaland did for our culture. Just of recently, he was one of the co-founders of Versus. That platform single-handedly gave legacy artists a second run. It times 10 their revenue. He created something called the Versus effect, that if you were featured on Versus, your tour money was going to go up, your catalog was going to times 20, times 50. He did that. Timbaland was also the one that revolutionized producing. Think about Timbaland's beats. He's an innovator. He's brought some of the most different innovative sounds to hip hop and R&B that we ever heard. So we're going to expect Timbaland to stop innovating in the biggest technology shift we ever seen in our lifetimes? Participate. Build the AI. There's multiple apps and technology that allows you to bring your ideas to life. You don't have to know how to code no more. I'm not gatekeeping this. There's apps like Replit to where you could literally just speak the app that you want to build and it'll build it for you. And this is a perfect example why I always preach that hip hop is the number one teaching tool for our community. Because when it comes to hip hop, now we want to have the conversation about AI. You have to go seek the knowledge because the algorithm isn't going to show you these things. It isn't going to show you the innovation that's changing. I promise you, half the ads or commercials or art that you're seeing is AI generated. Man, it's so important. It's essential that we have a hand in shaping AI technology so it represents everyone, not just the people that's building it. So we have to become the people that's building it as well. Not just using it. We have to get out of the space of just being consumers, just being the people that buys the technology or that buys the thing that makes life easier. This is another episode of Daily Deals. Signing out. And let me know what you think about this in the comments. I know a lot of people's going to feel some way, but I don't feel like I'm putting out anything negative or negative opinions. It's just my perspective or another perspective for you to look at this. We have to participate so we can have representation in the near future of technology. Daily Deals, signing out. Until next time. Tomorrow.
Rat Deals, pills, and exclusive. Come slide.